So everybody, my name's Harry James. Well, it's hate week. Bedlam week. Oh, baby, we got a good one. It's pretty exciting. In fact, it's so exciting, guys. I got a great Sooner stumper for you. 2013, I'm going to take you back to 2013. Ben coach and now analyst Bob Stoops called a fake field goal on that fearless cold day in Stillwater. We need to know who threw the touchdown pass. And here's your hint, guys, at least for this week. Oklahoma State would then tie Baylor 8-1 and share the league title if this fake field goal hadn't worked. Who threw it? Tell you who threw it, plus we'll preview Bedlam this year. Gonna be a schlauberknocker, as Jim Ross would say. We'll break it all down. Coming up next, Boomer Sooner 1982. Don't go away. Back to the Bedlam preview show, everybody. You guys know me, I'm Harry James. 2013, Bedlam, Bob Stoops, fake field goal. Who threw the touchdown pass? It was Grant Botham who threw it. And threw the touchdown pass to then kicker, Michael Honeycutt. Alright, guys, that's that. Oklahoma in the series between Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. 115 games. Oklahoma owns the record with a 90-18-7 overall series set. That's an 81% winning clip. The last time Oklahoma State won the game, well, the Kansas City Chiefs did not yet have Tyreek Hill. In fact, he was an Oklahoma State cowboy and returned a punt for a touchdown in regulation to tie the game. Oklahoma State would take the lead 38-35 in the overtime session. The last time Oklahoma won the series, 41-13, wasn't even that close last year. So you won it 41-13, and it's not even as close as the score says it is. That's not good for Mike Gundy. Pre-game fun! Alright, guys, well, this really doesn't count anymore, but we'll still give it to you. The Sports Animal. They are out there at the campus corner. They always hang out there, guys. There's a big trailer. You can see it. Sports Animal. Right there on top of it. Go there and hang out with those guys. Or you can go hang out with the ref guys. They are at Balfour, directly across the street from the aforementioned WWLS, Sports Animal, and the campus corner, on campus corner, across the street from O'Connell's, say it that way. The franchise and the party at the Palace, both just north of the stadium. Easiest way to say this, guys, if you don't know your directions, right in front of McCaslin Fieldhouse. You cannot miss it. It's there. As are the franchise. Right there. And then once the franchise gets done, about 2.5 hours before the game is over, Chris Plank and Gabe Eichard take you up to kick. This week's game will be the Thanksgiving Day game. Will be the 27th of October. Sooner radio broadcast team, Toby Rowland. That's right, Tiro, play-by-play man. You can also hear him on basketball when he's not doing football. And when he's not doing basketball and football, he's doing baseball. And when he's not doing football, basketball, and baseball, all three major men's sports, by the way, he's doing TV for a lot of the women's events. Or he's doing his own radio show from 6 to 9 at the KREF Radio Network, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9. Every good play-by-play guy, particularly when you're as busy as Toby, needs a Hall of Fame color analyst. And let me tell you, Toby's got one. Teddy Lemon, the 49 backer, former number 11 for the Sooners, hangs up his jersey and puts on a polo like this one, is now a color analyst for the Sooners. Again, also has his own radio show on the KREF Radio Network from 3 to 6, Monday through Friday. Also does his own podcast with a guy that we're about to talk about, Gabe Eichert, and they call it the Oklahoma Breakdown. Comes out usually Sundays and about Wednesday or Thursdays. Twice a week for the podcast. Oklahoma Breakdown. Speaking of Oklahoma Breakdown podcast, sideline analyst is Gabe Eichert. He's one of the two. Before I mentioned Gabe Eichert, co-host of the Oklahoma Breakdown, also the host of Big 12 Today, Sirius XM 375. It's on there from 3 to 5 on your radio dial, Sirius radio dial, I should say. Also, finally, Chris Plank is your main your main sideline analyst. He's also on the KREF staff. He does that from 9 to 11, Monday through Friday. And here in a couple hours on the weekends, he'll do Fox Sports Radio, national radio, from about 10 to 1 a.m. on your Fox Sports dials. All right. Let's break down the game now, or the teams now. First, we'll start with the Crimson and Cream of Oklahoma. OU, their head coach, Lincoln Riley. Still Lincoln Riley, though, guys. He's not in Baton Rouge. Instead, he's right here in Storm & Norman with a 55-9 overall record. That's an 84% winning clip in 65 games. And in conference action, he's 37-6. 84% completion percentage with 44 games played. The overall one does include four conference championship appearances. Four conference championship game appearances. And Oklahoma's 1-3 in bowl attempts. The Sooners have 8 divisional championships. As far as conference and divisional championships, 8 divisional championships, and has qualified for the game 4 times since its reintroduction into the Big 12. Originally, when they were the Big 12, they had 8 of these. 2000, 02, 03, 04, 06, 07, 08, 2010. All 8 of them right there. The other 4 to add to the 12 overall divisional or qualifying game years. That's 17, 18, 19, and 20. That's 12. They do have 13 overall conference championships for the Crimson and Cream. All started when Gig Name Bob brought us all back in 2000. Did it again in 02, 04, 06, 07, 08, 2010, 12. And then, of course, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. When they did it in 2020, Oklahoma had an overall 8-2 record, 6-2 in league play. Finished second in the league, but was still invited to the Big 12 championship, where they took care of Iowa State, 27-21. By the way, Iowa State, one of the two teams to beat OU in the COVID year. Oklahoma was then invited back to that same arena, the AT&T Stadium in Arlington, as part of the Cotton Bowl Classic to face Florida. Took care of business there too, 55-20. Now for 2021, Oklahoma, offensively for 2021, averages 38.9 points per ball game now for the Sooners, and a yards per ball game is at 441.6 yards per ball game. Defensively, Oklahoma allows 24.2 points per ball game and 384.5 yards per ball game for the Sooners of Oklahoma. But you know what? That's just the stats. Let's get to the schedule. 10-1, 7-1 in league play. It all started at the beginning of the year against Tulane, 40-35 in that one. They then took care of Western Carolina, 76-0. Then took care of our old buddies from Nebraska with a 26-13 win there. They then took care of West Virginia, 16-13 in that one. The Sooners then went on the road for the first time at Manhattan and got a big win, got the big dub there for the first time in a couple of years against the Wildcats, 37-31. They then played Texas in the original Cotton Bowl at the State Fair. Got that one too with a W, 55-48 there. The Sooners then came home finally and got to play TCU. Got them, beat them down, 52-31. Victory there. Then beat Kansas on the road at KU, 35-23. They then played the Red Raiders. It was the Lincoln Riley Bowl. And the current Lincoln Riley got the win there, 52-21. The Sooners then headed to Waco. That's where the OU train fell off track a little bit, losing it 24-17. But got back on track this week with a 28-21 victory over Iowa State. And by the way, guys, because of that 24-17 loss 2 weeks ago, the Sooners have to win this game. They have to win this game to set up next week's Bedlam matchup. If they do not win, it's all over. Oh, I'm not going to say it's all over. Baylor's got to lose to Tech. If Baylor loses to Tech earlier in the day, we're in the championship. If not, we have got to beat the Cowboys in round one. And then, by the way, if we do that, or if Baylor loses, and I did say if, I did not say it was going to happen, I've got a great Sooner Stumper set up for next week. Potentially. I never said that we were for sure going to beat them. So don't get that in your little heads, Oklahoma State. Speaking of Oklahoma State, let's break them down now with the Cowboys of Oklahoma State. Their head coach, Mike Gundy, 1989 grad from Oklahoma State University, his alma mater, has been at OSU as a head coach since 2005 and has coached in 215 overall games to get to an overall record of 147-48. That is about a 68% winning clip for Oklahoma State under his reign. Overall, conference games, by the way, 146 games with a 1956 record. That is 61% overall. Divisional titles, 2 of them. He's got 2 divisional titles. Now remember, the first divisional title was the one when we played Nebraska. They tied with us that year, all the way back. Actually, it was us and A&M and Oklahoma State. Actually, all the way back in 2010. They do have one more recently. Because unlike beating Baylor, unlike Oklahoma, who didn't beat Baylor, Oklahoma State did beat Baylor. So it does not matter who wins between Tech and Baylor. OSU is in. They are in the Big 12 Championship for 2021. It is official. Put a stamp on it. They also already have one conference championship on their docket. They have one in 2011. For 2020, things look like this for Oklahoma State. They were 8-3, 6-3 in Big 12 play. They finished third behind Oklahoma in the conference title rankings. Not bad for the Aggies of Oklahoma State and the Pokes, and poked around with Miami of Florida in their bowl game. But you know what? They won it. They won the Cheez-It Bowl. They got it. 37-34. For 2021, guys, offensive stats for Oklahoma State for 2021. Oklahoma State offensively averages 31.4 points per ball game and 413.7 yards per ball game. Defensively, this is where they really put their staple, guys, only allowing 14.9 points per ball game and yards per ball game, 266.9. So that's the stats. What about the overall season for Oklahoma State thus far? Again, just like Oklahoma, 10-1, 7-1 in league play. They first took care of business in their easy prep game against Missouri State. Got it 23-16. They then beat Tulsa 28-23. They then went on the road to Boise and somehow got away with that one too by a PAT. Got it 21-20. They then came home to face the Wildcats of Kansas State. Got it 31-20 win there in Stillwater. Then came that big game I was talking about with Baylor, and they got that one 24-14. Then they beat Texas in Austin again with a final score of 32-24. Then came their loss. It was by a field goal, 24-21, to Iowa State in Ames. Well, that one's going to sting. They did not let the controversial loss, though, hang around for very long. Came home for homecoming and got the big win there, 55-3 over Kansas, before going on the road at West Virginia and getting a 24-3 win there. Then they took care of business with TCU in Stillwater, 63-17, before taking care of business at Tech, 23-0. Didn't allow Tech any scoring. Alright guys, that'll do it for the Bedlam regular season preview. Hopefully, we'll have a post-game preview and a Big 12 championship preview. But for right now, this will do it for the regular season. Alright guys, thanks for watching. My name's Harry James. You can catch us on all my other videos on the YouTube, Boomer Sooner 1982. Also Facebook, Harry James Taylor, or on the Twitter box, at HypeManHarry. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Boomer Sooner, everybody. I'm out of here. Peace!